All right, Utah has more than 600 measles cases right now, 75 of those in just the past 3 weeks.
All right, joining us now to help us understand what we can do to prevent the spread of measles is state epidemiologist Dr. Leisha Nolen. She's with Ron right now. Hi there.
All right, yeah, we appreciate you being with us. And boy, the measles certainly been in the headlines the last several months. But things are starting to trend better, is that right?
Yeah, over the last 3 weeks, we have seen less people diagnosed with measles. I don't want to promise that that's what it's going to be for going forward, but it is a good sign.
And was it the southwestern part of the state had a pretty big surge?
Yeah, there's been quite a few people diagnosed with measles in southwest Utah, but it has gotten to other parts of the state. And in some of those areas, we've been able to sort of quash it down, and people have been able to take control and not get measles.
So, you know, when this first started happening, it seemed kind of weird. You know, we've kind of eradicated measles, but then all of a sudden it starts coming back, and it's basically, I guess from what you say, people need to do a better job of making sure their immunizations are up to date. And some people are flat out against it.
Yeah, so we know that people are very vulnerable to measles. Unfortunately, there's many parts of the world where measles still circulates, so if one of those people gets exposed somewhere else and brings it back to our state, it can circulate here in our own state. And people who aren't vaccinated are really vulnerable to getting the infection. And
so we're seeing people get vaccinated more so than they were months ago then,
yeah,
I guess.
We actually have seen a lot of people go in and get vaccinated. I think a really good success story here in Utah is over near Vernal. They had a number of people get sick with measles. And that community, they really took it into their own hands, and they went out and huge numbers of people got vaccinated. And it looks like they were really able to stop it in its tracks and not have it continue to spread.
So what did their community do to change the course then? What were some of the things they did?
I think they talked to people. They got out all the messages. They made sure it was really easy for people to get the vaccine if they were interested in it. And I think people just saw like, oh my gosh, these kids are sick. And they realized they don't want their own kids to be like that. So they chose to get vaccinated and were able to avoid getting sick.
And why do you think we saw for a while there the decline in immunizations?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of information out there that's hard to sift through. The social media posts, the different media that comes out about vaccines, it's really hard for people to sift through and know what's real and what's not. I have no question everybody wants their kid to be healthy and safe, right? But trying to get people to know where the best place to turn is really important.
Okay, so describe to us what measles is, how it impacts you, and how it can kill you.
Yeah, so measles is the most infectious virus we know of. It can spread exceptionally well. You put somebody in a room with other people who aren't vaccinated, and pretty much everybody in that room is going to get measles. It starts out kind of like a cold. It's a fever, a cough, runny nose, red eyes, but then it goes on to get a rash. And that's when people sort of know something different is happening here. The fevers, though, are really, really high. People just they have temperatures of up to 105, 107.
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
And they also just can't keep any food or liquid down. They just are vomiting and having diarrhea so bad that a lot of people, up to a third of our people diagnosed here in Utah, have to go to the emergency room.
And if you do happen to come down with it, you just need to stay out of circulation.
Yeah, we really encourage people, if they think they might have measles, to stay away from everybody else. It is so easy to spread. We understand some people don't want to go into the doctor and get diagnosed. That's okay, but please just don't go expose other people.
Let's talk about herd immunity.
Yep.
So where are we at there?
Yeah, so it depends on what community we're talking about in Utah. Measles, since it is so good at infecting people, you need 95% of people to be vaccinated to prevent the spread of the virus. In some communities in Utah, we're well above that. But there's a number of communities in Utah where we're down in the 80%. And that means that those communities are really vulnerable to having measles spread.
Okay, so what would be your final word here on measles, what people need to do, and where they can go to get help or immunized?
Yeah, I think the fact that we're seeing a downtrend in the number of people diagnosed with measles means we can win this. And it means there's a possibility that we can get it out of our state and not have to worry about this anymore. So I really encourage people, if they haven't gotten vaccinated yet, talk to their doctor. think about getting this protection. It really is something we've used for decades and safe and a great way to stop from getting this disease.
Okay, great information, and another reminder, just get it done. Save yourself a lot of grief.
Indeed.
Okay, Leisha Nolen, our state epidemiologist, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, Ron, thank you. Remember, you can watch Arc Salt Lake anytime on your phone, tablet, or TV. Check out highlights from all of our newscasts on the Arc Salt Lake YouTube page. You can get there by using that QR code right there on your screen.